Good morning, everybody. This is Greg Tingle reporting for the Media Man Group. We're speaking to you from the east coast of Sydney, Australia, the eastern suburbs. We thought we'd give you another video update since all of the other video updates on the world situation have been received so well. So, firstly, I hope you're all doing well, or is doing as well as possible. Isn't health and well-being such an important aspect of our lives? Sometimes we may not totally realise it at times, but then certain events, such as the current ongoing global situation, may emphasise just how important health and well-being is. So the world event, COVID-19, coronavirus, which is a strain of, if you go back, it's a virus. COVID, and this is COVID-19. Many people say worse than a bad flu. Viruses and diseases have been around since pretty much the beginning of time. To, would you say, biblical days? You've got scurvy on the ships, or leprosy, that's referenced in the Bible. So disease and viruses are nothing new. A question for you all, which quite a few of you may know the answer already. Why is it that coronavirus, COVID-19, has got more so-called news or news media coverage and political news coverage than any other virus or disease in the history of the world? Why is that? Here's something else. Speaking to you from the edge where the land meets the sea, in a natural environment. Obviously we're using some technology here. We've got the smartphone, but this is the natural world. Myself, with a background in journalism and media management, and also transport, and I've had a restaurant business and numerous others, I do not have a so-called agenda. I am not being paid. I do not have a commercial consideration for doing these broadcasts. My motivation is in my role as a media and sports agent, and also a social change agent with a background in journalism, is I like to try to make a positive difference to the world when I can. So I'm not on a government or a council payroll. I just like to help people and help make the world a better place how I can. We've had our Media Man Group company since 2001. I completed my journalism course at Petersham TAFE in Sydney's West in 2002. Prior to that, I worked in pay TV for 5 years, Optus it was, and also worked for Telstra, Australia's leading, or at least then leading, telecommunications company. So I wanted to give you some background information. Some of you already know that, but there is so much information on the internet, sometimes we're not sure what to believe, what not to believe. The great thing is we can all make our own minds up on everything in the world, if we choose to. That's called independent free thought, or independent free thinking, part of critical thinking. So we have the ability to question things. If we look at the history of the world, and particularly the corporate and the commercial world, and the business of media, and the business of politics, and the business of everything, we don't always get the entire truth. That is the way the human race has made things. That's the way things have worked out. So like yin and yang, black and white, good and evil, commercial, non-commercial, the facts, or do you prefer the truth? Truth, falsehood, lies. These are some of the things that make up the commercial world. I saw it when I've worked in advertising. I've seen it when I worked in telecommunication sales. I've seen it at newspapers. I've seen it at television stations. Here's an interesting scenario. I've given this example a couple of times over the years, and it's one that many Australians can relate to, and other people in the world too. Think about a movie or a documentary, more a movie. Every hero needs a villain, shield and the foil, God and the devil, good guy, bad guy. Do we remember the late great environmentalist Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter? What a great guy he was. I actually represented his nemesis for about a year. Crocodile Mick Pittman. They had different philosophies on what a crocodile hunter was supposed to be. So, over the course of a couple of years, crocodile hunter Steve Irwin was often portrayed as the hero, which I believe he was. So crocodile hunter, got the theme park, tourism, ecotourism, beautiful family, all that good stuff. Every now and again the media would make him out to be a villain. Why was that? Was the story of Steve Irwin being the hero, did it need a shake-up? Was the public getting bored with it? Was the media getting bored with it? Were they trying to sell more newspapers? Were they trying to get more advertising dollars in by changing the script, changing the agenda, changing the dynamic? Why did they turn him from hero to villain? That's just something they do, folks. Look, granted, sometimes they may do something a little bit controversial, but all of a sudden, the media, which I've been part of, the media can turn on different people and individuals and even countries. There we go, let's make it bigger. They can turn on people or its citizens like a snake, like a devil, in an evil sort of fashion. Now this is getting pretty deep, people, but I thought we'd do our best and give you something that you're really not going to get on mainstream television. You're just not. Do you think the government's going to be that critical of themselves? Do you think the mainstream, otherwise lame stream, sometimes professional liars, too many times recently, especially in the last 4 months, do you think they're going to admit how bad they got it? Or do you think they're going to talk about the corruption in the media world, let alone too much about the corruption in the political arena, in whatever part of the world that may be in? Do you think they're going to give you all the secrets, so to speak, of staying on message, political message? Many media strategies are also based on, you've got parallels with political strategies and also military strategies. How do I know this? I go to numerous independent sources. Also, I'm Australian, 3 years, former Australian Army Reserve winner. I thought I'd just throw that one in for you. So, I've got quite a lot of good information, past and present, from all four corners of the world. And I'm glad I've remained an independent free thinker. I encourage you all to remain the same. Don't just take something as gospel. We do appreciate you tuning in and listening to our broadcast. This is part of my ongoing legacy as part of Media for Good. Media for Good is part of the Media Man Group. I came up with that working title a couple of years ago, and we're able to do it because I'm the boss and the founder at my company. I'm able to do it. I want to do it. I felt a responsibility in my role in business. I wanted to use business as a force of good, and I think it was needed in the world. There are some other channels by different individuals which are also not on television. Tell-e-vision, as in they tell you. So I'm speaking to you out there today through the internet, and you can believe what you like. I encourage you to. I hope that you've found everything that I've said to be truthful and ethical. It is. Maybe some of you may look for flaws in the argument or be critical. Maybe some of you want to believe or do believe every single thing the government tells you. If you want to, that's up to you. I don't think it would be very smart of you, but that's your independent free will to believe whatever you may like to believe. Do you believe everything in the newspapers? The whole story? I certainly hope not, but it is your independent free right, human rights, to believe what you wish to believe. So there's a lot going on in the world at the moment. Have a look at different sources. Also keep in mind that some of the search engines are not indexing all of the news sources these days. Some journalists have decided to leave mainstream or mainstream media. Some of them are creating and have created their own media companies. They didn't want to be censored anymore by editors and the power brokers at business media. I actually know a man of God, and I've done some boxing training with him over the years, and he was actually censored by the church. What this individual, what this man of God, priest, was saying was true, truthful, and ethical, and the church, the clergy, didn't like what he was saying, and they banned him. Interesting world, isn't it? Is anything sacred anymore? I want to encourage you to look after yourselves. We've already talked about independent free thought. Do exercise. Do your best to have a good diet. It's a good idea to be close to nature, feel the vibration of the universe, whatever that might be. Ocean, swimming, surfing, running, walking, jogging, gym, martial arts, boxing, wrestling. What's your favourite sport? Spend time with family, friends. Be kind to one another. Love each other. It's like, how far down the rabbit hole do you want to get, isn't it? So I'm glad we've got to give you something that you're not getting on regular television. It's my absolute privilege and pleasure, and I hope you got something out of it. Enjoy your life. Freedom. Take care of yourself. Take care of your others. Do your best to make the world a better place. Be the shining light. Be the light that pushes away the darkness. Create your legacy. Change the world. Stand up for truth. Stand up for what's good in the world. Make the human race proud. Make your friends and family proud. What will be your legacy? What will be your mark on the planet and the universe? Everybody, it's been a great broadcast, hasn't it? We did go far down the rabbit hole. Next time we might even go further. Be well. Thank you everybody for your beautiful letters and phone calls of support. We appreciate it, and we will catch up with you again shortly. You have been watching Media Man Australia, part of the Media Man Group. I'm Greg Tingle. Thank you.